Man, New York. God, what they gotta do is like do Escape from New York and just wall that place up. Because it's done. It's done. This could have been, I mean, this was predicted too a long time ago. And, you know, people don't like Trump, and I don't like him either. He's a Freemason, sun-worshipping game show host. He's literally all those things. But he was doing disclosure. Like, as much as his fans believe he's some kind of outsider, he's in the same system they're all in. It's them and us, you know. And he was, you know, a couple years ago when he was president, people were getting so mad. All the progressives, they were getting so mad because he was saying that these countries are letting in violent criminals coming out of jails. And everybody's like, oh, you're racist. He wasn't warning you. He was telling you, you know, that's what's going to happen. These guys disclosed information wrapped up in their storyline or their character. And, yeah, it's bad. Like, the political scene now, even though it's all kayfabe, it's a complete work. The whole thing, none of it is real. You have no way to adjust who rules over you. It's all predetermined. They still want you to come out and vote, though, because they can't do this stuff to you unless you do it to yourself. So they need, like, I don't know what the critical mass number is, though, but they need a certain portion of the population to be involved in the voting process in the government. Otherwise, they can't do government. Yeah, buddy. I'll let them go. I don't like to walk in front of people because you never know. But so they don't care like who you support. They just need you to be involved somehow in the process. Whether you leave your house, you don't leave your house, or you support them online or whatever it is, you have to do it for them to have the government. If nobody put their energy into it or came out for it, you know, literally or metaphorically, they couldn't do it. So they have to have you engaged in it, but you in no way have any control over who's ruling over you. This is all laid out years in advance. But when I was a kid, you had the Republicans and the Democrats. The Republicans were the stuffy, rich guys, the bad guys that are going to tear down the youth center. So we have to band together and have a break dance off to try to save it, because the bake sale's not doing it. But yeah, they were those guys, and the Democrats were like the good guys. They were for the workers. You know, my family has people that were in the Democratic Party, politicians on minor local stuff. Some of them in down south are in actually the Republican Party, so it's like I got people on either side. But for the most part, I grew up with a Democrat family, and the Democrats were like, it was the counterculture, it was the cool people, the ones that, you know, were against the man. That's completely switched now. The counterculture is conservative, but the conservatives of today, and as I say that, what I mean is basically shit posted on the internet. All these people aren't really involved or care. They know there's no point in it, a lot of them. But this is morphed now into basically the Zionists and just the possessed. You know, the possessed and the Zionists. And it's become fun to watch, but it's pretty insane, you know. But yeah, they have to wall that place up and just get people out of there. The government has to pay off people that own land there, and just leave it walled up. There's no saving that. I guess you can nuke it and just, but it's done. It's done. And that's soon to be, you know, a lot of cities in the U.S. That was always the point, to bring these people in who are organized. You know, and these guys in New York now are getting weapons through food services because they don't set up the alarms, the detectors. So they're there to cause chaos and to make the city unlivable. It's happening at different levels in every city. It's happening here too. We haven't had, that I know of, any organized, but they brought in a lot of people who will do the crime they need to create a chaotic situation. They've certainly brought them here. And there's really nothing you could do about it now. You know, and I don't think there was something you could have did about it then. But when you think of, Trump there, Trump on the stump saying that these people are criminals and they're coming out of jails, and you had all the possessed people going, yeah, racist. Those people are so demon-possessed, man. It's crazy. Now, there's the middle between the possessed and the Zionists are just the regular people who got completely pushed out. Neither side represents anybody. They're both kind of extreme on each side. You have the Zionists that just want eventually to do some really bad things, and you have the possessed who just do bad things and want to do bad things and make life miserable, untenable. And then there's people just trying to survive in the middle. But yeah, he told you this is going to happen, and now here it is. I wonder how long they can go like this. You know, I wonder how long until they. I mean, a state of emergency will be declared. Probably, no one say, I don't know, maybe shortly. At some point, they're going to have to do martial law because, well, these people are going crazy. They're going around. They have guns and stuff. I said, yeah, you brought them here. It was all purposely done. So then they lock down Manhattan, and then it becomes like a more obvious police state. We live in police states anyway already, but that's obfuscated so that we don't realize it. But they've always had that kind of control. You know, it's like the same thing with like this New World Order. People are just scared of. It's always existed. They've always been together, these countries. No one's mad at each other. You know, there's no, these wars are, they're sacrifices. They're to get people killed, usually Caucasians, well, always Caucasians. Those we only really have Caucasian armies. When was the last time you saw all women or all LGBT or all black army take over anything? So it's all white people getting killed. You know, look at what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. It's all white people killing each other. So they do it to trim that population, you know, because they're the biggest enemy. The rats at the top, their biggest enemy is the white man. Our average stats make us incredibly dangerous. We're not super good at anything, but we're not super bad at anything. So we're the biggest threat. I mean, look at history. Like, who's done all the conquering? People always like to talk about it. Mediocre white men. It's like, yeah, the mediocrity is what makes them dangerous. You know, because like I said, we're not terrible at anything, and we're not every other group though. It's like they're good at this or bad at that. They're good at this or that. Like it's like Dungeons and Dragons racial modifier stats, which they took out of the game. They don't have them anymore, of course, because it's problematic. But it used to be, if you played a halfling character, it's basically a hobbit, you can move silently better because you're small. You don't make a lot of noise. If you're an orc, you know, your charisma score is usually pretty low because you're probably scary, you know. All that's gone from so it doesn't matter what race you use. They're all the same. Just like they try to tell us out here, IRL, oh, we're all the same. Exactly. And, you know, they could say it all they want, but there's objective reality there to deal with where you can plainly see that there are vast differences And that's what usually causes, causes all the problems. But yeah, the thing with Caucasians is we have those average stats, and so we're the most dangerous to the fake sons of Abraham. And the fake sons of Abraham want the real sons of Abraham gone, you know, because it's kind of awkward to have to say you're the sons of Abraham, but you have the actual dudes walking around, and they're the most capable and able to make a stand against them. So they got to get rid of them, and wars are perfect because it gets fighting age white people to kill themselves. They're killing themselves. Like, you look at this Ukraine footage that they always post on poll every day. They get these government people that just put this demoralizing bullshit up there. They always have these threads. I go in and try to fuck with them by putting up Pizzagate stuff, but I got banned for doing that recently. I used to not get a problem doing that, but I think they got sick of people like me trying to derail their threads. They would get so mad. Oh my God. They would get so mad. And it doesn't take long for the feds to get mad. Like, if you're working there, getting paid to be there and post there, it's so easy to trigger those people, because then, you know exactly what makes them mad. It's great. And they would get so upset, you know. So they're all in there posting these WebMDs and stuff, and it's like you're just looking at it, and it's these two groups of Caucasian people just killing each other brutally. Meanwhile, the rest of the world hates them. You know, they should be together trying to defend themselves, keep their, keep themselves from being wiped out. Although they won't be wiped out. Like this dream of, like, getting rid of all the white people and then everyone can live in this perfect, diverse utopia of degenerate sexuality and mystery meat people mixing together. The thing is, despite with those global homo art murals of this perfect world you see on these fucking health ads and health brochures, where it's like 2 mommies and all black people and those guys are clearly gay. Everyone's invited that can't reproduce, basically. That as long as you can't reproduce a white person, you're invited in this new utopia. But that utopia wouldn't exist, because we are the only thing, like I'm doing anything, Caucasians are the only thing keeping that from happening. Like, they're all excited to, get rid of whitey, it'd be a great world. No, if they got rid of whitey, they would roll over you in an afternoon. You're not going to resist. You can't resist if you wanted to. You know, you don't have the average stats. You know, you wouldn't be able to. You'd be a speed bump, if even that. They would just, if somehow magically all the true sons of Abraham were zapped off the face of the earth, they would roll around trucks and clean everything up by the next day. There's never going to be that utopia. That's just a lure to get people on their side, mobilized against whitey, you know. There is no utopia at the end of that rainbow. There's just death within days, you know. They don't. There's no way, you know. So, what's the answer? I don't know. Keep on keeping on. I had no idea. I was just asking the questions. I'm the question guy. You know, not the answer guy. The answer guy, you know the answer. It's inside you. It's not out here. Quiet reflection. The answer's gonna come, and when it does, we're getting out of here. All of us. Not just the average stat people, but I guess those other people can come too. I guess. But we gotta get, we have to get a separate ascension place for them too. You know, just so they won't, you know, just to keep things so that no one takes advantage of them. You know? It has to be protected by the average stat ascending people. Just trying to do what's right. Just gotta try to do what's right. Well, thanks for dropping in. I'll see you soon. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school. Jason Momoa, why won't you help Hawaii when it needs you most? We're being invaded at the behest of the government and the American CIA. Why won't you do something except rave?